Yo! What's going on, everybody? You're watching Giants Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green. Happy Monday to all of the real ones out there. And I am declaring this Victory Monday because the Giants, last time they played, they got a dub. It's the first Monday since, and I can't wait to get ready to celebrate some Victory Mondays this year, especially the one after the New York Giants beat the Minnesota Vikings and Patrick Seatman. Shout out to everybody in the building. We got a lot to talk about coming up on today's live video. I'm going to go over 5 roster bubble candidates following the first preseason game as we do get closer to preseason game number 2. And we're also going to go through my 5 things I am looking for and a little bit of a preview for Giants Texans, which we are 5 days out from. And we have gotten word that Daniel Jones is expected to play. And we're going to get an up-close and personal look at this new-look offense. But first, with 115 people in the building, get the comment section going for me. Let's get a real one roll call. Give me some real ones down in the comment section as we do get ready to roll. My guy Nope is in the building. What's up, man? The Big Moo hanging out with us. That's my guy. What's going on? Nope. Are you back in school? Has school started where you are out? Down here in Texas, school is back underway, and I feel bad for all the kids. M.80 in the building. Daniel Daboll, Joey DeLuca, the Cortez 408, NYG all day, Dolphin Storm, Tato Bang in the building. What's up, Tato? Joey, what's up, man? Nope, not yet in school. Okay. Vinny, what's up, Mr. Vinny? Nick's Galaxy, what's up, my man? Raymond hanging out with the real ones, throwing shade. Tawny G, shout out to all of y'all. If you haven't yet, please hit that thumbs up icon. It's free, and it's the easiest way to support the channel. So I kindly ask everybody to just give it a tap. Tap, 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 tap-a-roo. Are you hitting that? If not, you should. Get to it. David Torres, what up? Mike G, is that the Mike G or a different Mike G? We got a lot of Mike G's on this channel. It's a damn good name right there. Elmer says, will we see Dimes make a comeback? We're going to find out. NYG all day, so I've been waiting almost an hour for this. Been working on it all day long. My job today was get the live show ready to roll, and we're ready. And we are about to get rolling. Thank you for making this appointment television, man. That's very kind. Thank you. Raymond says, big fan in this channel. Raymond, you are the man. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Also, thank you to everybody that joined our Giants Now Real One preseason football. Shout out to y'all. We'll be doing it again for the game this Sunday or this Saturday. That's going to be exciting. Sean Taylor, my guy. NYG all day, yes, sir. Darian hanging out with the crew. Eugene says Tracy for RB2. If you haven't yet, check out our live poll. I want to hear from you. Who should be RB2 on this football team? Eric Gray, Tyrone Tracy, or Dante Turbo Miller? Get your thoughts. Get them flowing in the comments and in the live poll. As Tato Banks says, Marsh is neighbors hurt. Did not practice today. We'll talk some injuries coming up in a little bit as my man, the Giants Insider podcast and newspaper, giving a little bit of an injury report as the Giants don't officially have to do so until the regular season starts. Giants who did not practice today. Carter Coughlin dealing with a quad injury. Deontay Johnson, an ankle. Cordell Flott also dealing with a quad. Javarius Owens, a leg injury. Elijah Riley, a concussion. Malik Neighbors, an ankle. And Drew Lock did not participate. Brian Daboll kind of downplayed Malik Neighbors' injury. I'm not going to believe anything that Brian Daboll says about injuries because I've followed this team day in and day out for 3 years, and he's just not going to be very forward about the injury report there, especially when he doesn't have to. He says he doesn't think anything is fractured. My thing is, Daboll, that's not a think thing. You get the x-ray and you figure it out. It's either fracture or it's not. I think he's okay. Following practice on Sunday, he did a sit-down interview with Kay Adams. She's so cool. And he seemed okay. I think if he had a broken ankle, that at least he knew maybe it's a stress fracture that we do not know about. Knock on wood. But I think he's all right. I think he's day-to-day. I don't think he'll play in the preseason game. I don't think he should play in the preseason game. Have him on ice until week 1 when we take down the 0-1 Minnesota Vikings. Drew Lock also said he is 100% going to be ready to go for the preseason. Or for the regular season, there were some thoughts from Brian Daboll that maybe they need to go out and sign a new quarterback, but maybe not. Maybe they do. I don't know. Tyree Jackson was getting some emergency QB reps at practice yesterday, but I'm not sure we'll ever see that. Joey DeLuca coming in with the first super chat of the day. Shout out to my guy, Joey DeLuca. I appreciate you, man, throwing up the peace sign. Gang, gang. Appreciate you, man. Always being a real one. Always here. Appointment TV for you. That's why you're always going to be my guy. Joey, how we feeling, man? How we feeling? Also, it's the birthday of a New York Football Giants legend and beast, Smitty, as we got producer Smitty on the live show for us. One of my favorite Giants jerseys I've ever had was Plaxico Burress, and I loved it even more after he shot himself because that was vintage. When I used to wear that around at school, people loved it, man. I was the people's champ wearing that.
That is awesome. You got some street cred wearing a Plaxico jersey back in the day.
They respected the peak after that. The peak was respected. It is his birthday. Kind of crazy that Plaxico Burress is 47 years old. Show him some love, though. Type 17, type HBD. Always going to be one of my favorite New York Giants ever. He was just unstoppable. A great duo with Eli Manning. I'll never forget the performance that Plaxico Burress had on the road at Lambeau Field. Green Bay at Lambeau Field. I don't know why I was blanking on their stadium name. He was unreal. Al Harris couldn't guard him. Didn't matter. 17 was open all day long. 47. Man, we're getting old. We're getting old. Plaxico Burress, though, he's underrated. Underrated all time. I really think he is.
He's going to go under the radar when it comes to the great big receivers that have ever been. I mean, 6'5", just like, what was he, 240? Like, just a specimen out there on the outside.
That wasn't a 50-50 ball when you threw it to Plax. That was an 80-20 ball. Yep. And I guarantee you, which I can do because we'll never know if it actually happens, I guarantee if Plaxico Burress does not shoot himself, the Giants go back-to-back. Because the 08-09 Giants were better than the 06 or the 07-08 Giants that ended up beating Tom Brady. That team was unreal.
And arguably one of the most, I guess, forgotten about catches when it comes to David Tyree's helmet catch. You know, he had the touchdown. He was the one who won the football game, got elite separation on that corner on the outside.
Manning, lobs, end zone.
Burress!
Shout out to Plax. That's my guy. Still wish you never shot yourself, man, but thank you for everything you did for this organization. Once a Giant, always a Giant. And Plaxico Burress, he is a Giant. Should Daniel Jones, Smitty, keep the beard?
Yes.
This has been a hot topic on Giants Twitter. Kay Adams waved in. I got to see how he plays with the beard because if it's good, you keep it. If it's the same, maybe you also just keep it because it might give him a little bit more riz.
Yeah, I was going to say, the kids like that four-letter word. I got another four-letter word. A-U-R-A. Aura for Daniel Jones with the beard. I'm loving it. It looks like a man. Looks like a guy who's ready to command an offense in MetLife Stadium. Keep the beard for me. I'm typing my Ks.
I'm typing my K as well. You look good. You feel good. You play good. Doesn't matter if you play good or play bad. They're going to pay you good, Daniel Jones, even though you wear a shirt that says "we" greater than me. He was not wearing that when he signed his contract.
Absolutely not.
It was all about me, and that's okay. Go get your bag. Go get your bag. I get it. Nope says, bro, looks like he's going to steal the girlfriends. Girlfriends?
Yes.
Do him and Kay Adams got something going on? She was a little stuttering. She seemed nervous around DJ on Sunday.
Interesting. Is there a love triangle going on between Kay Adams, Daniel Jones, and Shams Charania?
That's a power couple.
That is.
Power trio, as they would say. They call that the real big three. Daniel, he looks good with the beard. He's feeling like maybe I'm a little bit more confident. I think the beard adds a couple of pluses on his throw power.
Absolutely.
I think it does. Love you guys. Shout y'all. 185 people in the building. If you haven't yet, hit that thumbs up icon. And if you are a real Giants fan watching this show and you haven't hit the thumbs up icon, get up out of here. If you have, though, type me in the comment section. I want to give love to everybody that shows love to us. That's what we do here. We give love to the people that give love to us. If you have liked the video, type me down below. We're about to get rocking and rolling here on The Cave. On The Cave, I'm dead. I literally just... Rob
I don't know if that
Simpy,
was
you
a piece of slang. Is that new slang that we
No,
developed?
I was talking while also reading the live chat, and my man Rob Simpy, a goat here, says the Geico new caveman. He could be the new caveman on the Geico commercials, Daniel Jones, especially when he's looking like this. Oh, shit. That's Cooper DeJean? I thought that was David Sills.
Oh, my God.
That's funny as shit. My eyes are watering after doing that. I haven't done that in a while. Please, though, hit that thumbs up icon. And if you want to be featured on our mailbag today, go ahead and drop your comments in the comments section and use hashtag Giants. That way, producer Smitty can pop them up on screen. And if you super chat a Giants applicable question, we're going to answer it on today's show. Guaranteed. Nope says my favorite joke. I'm dead. That's just for you. Nope. That's for you, man. What were you going to say, Beast?
No, I don't think I had anything there. All right.
Go
Blue. That's all I got to say.
Go Blue.
Go Blue.
Love that. Love that.
Let's go. Like, man, if Cooper DeJean picks off DJ, you got to say it.
It's because that one picture where he got his neck cleared, he would have looked like this. So he made a joke of he was looking, oh, shit, that's Cooper DeJean. I thought that was David Seals. Shout out to the Sills Army. He was making some plays for the Minnesota Vikings this past weekend. Sills Army, stand up. You know who you are. Brian Brown, my guy. Always tuning in and showing love. Appreciate the super chat, man. That means a lot to the kids.
This will be on the mailbag later.
This will be on the mailbag. Shout out to BB. Says, if you could trade for any player right now, who? Patrick Mahomes.
I mean, yeah, obviously.
Patrick Mahomes. And I don't really even think it's close. I think he's the best player in the NFL, and there's a sizable gap between him and number two.
If there was any player outside of a quarterback.
Outside of a quarterback? Okay. Get your votes in the comment section as well.
Who would you guys trade for?
If you have one off the top of your head, feel free.
I mean, the Giants' defensive, like the next best or the next most important position is left tackle. Giants have a good one in Andrew Thomas.
Yep.
The next most important position after that is probably defensive line, where the Giants are probably strong suited. Best group on their roster, maybe. So
yeah.
I think maybe corner.
I could see a corner.
PS2, Patrick Surtain.
Oh, Pat Surtain.
That would be crazy.
That'd be dope. I would.
Sauce Gardner,
that'd be cool.
It's cheap right now, too.
I think I'd be looking at maybe. It's because I'm scarred.
Okay.
I don't mind Tristan Wirfs at right tackle.
That's
just
true.
Coming in and just having bookend tackles. Andrew Thomas, Tristan Wirfs.
That's great. I like that.
Nope says, how about Hassan Reddick? Yo, if y'all got questions about Hassan Reddick, I've got some thoughts on it. We can get it in the mailbag. Don't think it's all that likely. That's why I haven't done a video on it yet. I'd be looking at the best offensive lineman available, the best corner, and that's probably about it. Maybe another great D tackle, and then you just have the best D line in the world with Dexter Lawrence, Burns, Thibodeau, and another player. Maybe Wirfs, maybe someone else. Maybe Penei Sewell. I like Sewell just as much as Wirfs, too, though.
Rashawn Slater.
Slater's tough. He went to a high school in my district.
Oh, yeah?
Shout out to him, Houston, Texas. Adonis, the A-Train, says, Marshall, would you trade for Jalen Hurts? No.
Absolutely not.
I don't think Jalen Hurts is that good. I don't think he's a scrub by any means, but I could think of probably about 15 quarterbacks I would rather have from here going forward than Jalen Hurts.
I like that.
That's how I feel. I mean, he's 2-2 against Daniel Jones.
His best asset is his ass getting pushed.
Yep. That man, nobody gets their butt pushed better than Jalen Hurts, that's for sure.
Yep.
Throwing shade says trade for Marshall Green for front office.
Interested to see if that will, if they'll still go with that this year, by the way, with Jason Kelce retiring.
How are they going to? I think that
his low center of gravity.
That was the most key part of that.
Yes, he was the key to that play. He's a smaller center. His low center of gravity allowed for
low man
a good
wins,
push.
baby.
Yeah, low man wins.
Low man wins. Shout out to Brian. Great question. I'd go Mahomes. If not, I'd go a corner or an offensive lineman, or I'd double, triple, quadruple down on defensive lineman. David, what up, man? Says, one, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate it. Says, hi, hello. Can I get a special shout out for my girlfriend, Camila?
Camilla, yeah.
Camilla? I like that better. Camilla and 3-year-old daughter, Noah. Wow, we're listening together. Let's go, Giants. Everybody show some love in the chat. If you could just drop a little heart emoji, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
A family show is what this is.
That's right.
When I'm not cursing up a storm. So today, I'll try to keep it PG for you. David, the fam, we appreciate you. One thing I love about this channel is the community that we have built. And by we, I mean you guys, because you're always the ones watching, always engaged in the chat. Major, major love. David, to the fam, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. And let's go, Big Blue.
Let's go, Blue.
Vinny coming in with a $2 super chat. Big V, appreciate you, man. Says, I love your vids. Keep it up. Who should be RB2? Vinny, I appreciate that, man. Thank you for the love, sir.
On the mailbag.
On the mailbag, for sure. I like Tyrone Tracy, man. I know Eric Gray had the really long run. But Smitty, this is going to sound like I'm being a hater. It was one run.
It's one run.
It was one run.
We've seen a bigger sample size of him being not as great, not as productive. One run, 1 foot in the ground can't change an entire perception.
And, I would hope that every running back in the league could have scored there.
Yeah.
He made one cut as a Oklahoma Sooner alum. You know who can't make that cut?
I think I saw a shoe fly off the safety's foot. That's how bad he is.
I haven't seen a cut like that since before Saquon Barkley's rookie year. That's all I'm going to say. That was a dime from DeVito. No, look, I like Eric Gray. I do. I don't know if I like Eric Gray. I kind of just saying that because Sam's right there. I wasn't impressed with Eric Gray last year. I didn't like the pick. You can go check out my pick cut reaction from last year. I said it 15 times in the video. I don't love the pick. I don't. I'm going Tyrone Tracy. I like the upside. I like the physical nature he runs with. He's faster. And he's a rookie, and he is older than Eric Gray, but when you're a rookie, you just have that kind of swag to you a little bit, where people are a little bit more interested. And I really like Dante Turbo, man. I like Dante Miller. He's extremely fast. We know that. They call him Turbo for a reason. But I was impressed with how physical he ran. He was running through arm tackles, wasn't afraid to get in between the tackles and head north and south. I like all the running backs that the Giants have on this team right now. You got 4 guys who I think could all tote the rock in a game on Sunday and be productive.
How long was that touchdown from Eric Gray? It was
48.
Yeah, 48?
48.
So the other 3 carries that he had 4 yards.
And the other one was a 2-yard touchdown.
Okay.
So
seems kind of like a vulture right now. He's
Is he the fantasy football back that you need because he's going to snake some carries?
Tracy and Miller did the dirty work, and Eric Gray is just taking their credit.
Woo! No, it was a great run. I don't want to take anything from him. I got to see more, though. And we're going to talk about the RB2 battle coming up in a little bit, Vinny, and we'll answer your question in the mailbag. As Mike G, the dude that hits dingers, baby. Shout out to Mike G. Says, Marsh, what's up, my guy? Shout out to MG. Give me some MGs in the chat. Best initials in the game. No bias, of course. Says, can Neal win the right guard spot, or is he bound to the bench? You're a stud. Need my Dallas trip ASAP. I saw it got postponed. Why does that person deserve PTO? They didn't earn it. Mike G, when you're in Dallas, we're grabbing some beers. Me, you, Smitty, and Seeps. We'll go have a good time.
Let's go.
I don't think Evan Neal can win the right guard spot. I think the only way that Evan Neal is a starting offensive lineman on this team is because of injuries. I think it's pretty locked and loaded that your starting offensive line, if healthy, is Andrew Thomas, John Runyon, John Michael Schmitz, Greg Van Roten, Jermaine Illuminor from left to right. I would switch him to guard because I think there's the ceiling of Evan Neal, I think, is higher at guard than tackle at this point because you have a left tackle on the Giants. You have a right tackle on the Giants. At best, he's a swing tackle because he's not better than any of those guys. And how many times have we seen a tackle slide into guard and they're maybe not great, but they're a little bit better than they were? And Van Roten's on a 1-year deal. You're going to have an opening at that right guard spot next to Jermaine Illuminor. Maybe Evan Neal's your starting right guard next year. Maybe Van Roten goes down. You throw Neal out there. Don't want that to happen. Can he win the right guard spot, Mike G? I would say no. What I would say is I want to see him work there because I think there's more potential there at this point. I think we know who he is at right tackle. It's only been 2 years, but I don't have time. I'm not losing games this year, Smitty, because Evan Neal can't play right tackle.
Absolutely not. You have a guy who's proven that he can play the position. So if they're just playing Evan Neal at right tackle, hoping that he can be a good right tackle, that's not a good position to be in.
100% agree with you. Also, nope, that's fake news, brother. That is fake news. He said that Daniel Jones is dating Kay Adams. Fake news. I saw that tweet. That tweet that you saw is from a troll account. Raymond Velasquez, right?
Velasquez.
A little two clap for Raymond. That's right. We're bringing back the two claps for a first-time super chatter.
Love that.
Raymond, thank you for joining the family. You will never forget this feeling that you're having right now. The first time is a feeling you'll chase for the rest of your life. Says DeVito looks strong. He should be QB2. He looked good. I mean, I thought he looked confident. I thought he looked, that's the word, confident. He looked in control. Moment obviously not too big for him. Dude's played big-time games in the NFL already. Won a Monday night game. The more and more I talk just myself through it, we are going to be a team that keeps 3 quarterbacks. And we should be a team that keeps 3 quarterbacks because if you cut DeVito, he ain't coming back. Why would he come back? Who should be QB2? Let's see how this next preseason games where DeVito is probably going to play 3.5 quarters. And like it's so hard to tell. That's why we wanted the preseason, to see Locke play and to see DeVito play. But Locke's now hurt. I don't assume he plays Saturday, whatever day we play, which is Saturday.
I mean, is he even going to play the following week in the preseason finale?
Yeah, I don't know. Too early for me to say who should be QB2, but I'll rock with DeVito because he played well. But, like, I'm not ready to also just shit on Drew Lock after 1 game in the rain.
It was a bad pick.
It was a bad pick. That's what he does. Throws bad picks. 240 people watching. If you're ready for the show, hit that thumbs up icon for me. 240 people watching. We should be at 240 likes. We're at 95 likes. That is unacceptable. I need everybody watching right now. Just hit the like button. If you're on your phone, mobile device, back out of the live chat for 2 seconds. Like the video. Once we get to 150 likes, we'll start. We're 47 away. If you've liked the video, type me. Luke Papa in the building. What's up, man? What's up, Luke? Hope you're having a good day, brother. The 1, not the 2, nor the 3. I love that profile name. That's sick. Texans game we will see. Agree. Let's see how it plays out. Let's see if DeVito goes out and plays well again. And then let's see if Drew Lock comes back in week 3 against the New York Jets. Let's see how they play in joint practices against the Jets as well. I think that'll be another piece of information that you can use to determine and try to find this outcome. 30 likes away from 150. Hit that thumbs up icon. As what are we rolling with here?
That's Say Smith.
Say Smith, a first time super chatter for Sace. Let's ride. Appreciate you, man. First time super chatter. Cherry popped. Let's ride. Says Marsh, the legend. You're the legend, Beast. Says, do you think the atmosphere in MetLife Stadium will affect Saquon in his first game back to New York? I'm going to say no. What is the crowd going to do? Be loud on first, second, and third downs?
Yeah, I feel like it would more affect a quarterback than a running back.
And that's more of like in hoops in the NBA.
Close
We've
quarters.
seen LeBron James get booed every time he touches the ball. You could feel that a little bit more. Mm-hmm. Whereas like Saquon Barkley being booed, how does that affect his game? He's just running.
When he's on the field, he's 60, 70 yards away from any fan who's saying anything.
And like, I don't want to disrespect the running back position. It's probably the position on the field that requires the least mental focus and blocking out all the noise. You see grass, you hit grass. You see hole, you hit hole.
Absolutely.
Like, Saquon Barkley is not going to not be able to make people miss or not be able to pick up a pass. Maybe he drops a pass because of the energy and the atmosphere in MetLife Stadium. But it's going to be rocking. It absolutely is. I'll tell you that much. That place is going to be a zoo when Saquon Barkley comes to town. But I'm not trying to disrespect the Giants fans that are going to be there, and I'm a Giants fan, so I'm not trying to disrespect myself. I just don't see a super loud crowd affecting a running back's performance. The only way it could is if the offensive line can't hear the snap count. They then have to go to a silent count, and then they lose their advantage of knowing the snap count, and the Giants' defensive line can beat them to the punch. But I don't see loudness and hostileness having Saquon Barkley take a step back performance-wise. Quarterback, yeah, I think that makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah.
A kicker, maybe. But I don't really see a running back. But I would really like it if you had a bad game. Or just play like you did last year, and then we'll be all right. Connor James, a $10 super chat. Shout out to Connor.
Woo!
Any thoughts on Tyler Nubin? Love you, Martian. You too, Smitty. Connor, we appreciate you, man.
Shout out to CJ.
Any thoughts on Tyler Nubin? I just want to see some more. I want to see some more. If you were watching this channel back at the NFL draft, I love Tyler Nubin. I had him as my safety one in this class. The Giants, I think, are going to play a lot of 3 safety sets. This year, you're going to see Nubin. You're going to see Dane Belton and Jason Pinnock all on the field at the same time. What about that run fit that Tyler Nubin had in the preseason game where he just lowered the shoulder and delivered the boom to the offensive lineman and put him in the dirt? Didn't really get to see him all that much, so I just want to see some more of him. I believe he's a good player. I think he fits this defense. He's already a leader. I just need to see some more. I need to see some more. I think we're going to look back a year from now, Connor James, saying this is our starting safety of the future. Starting safety of the future. Nope, that's not what I meant by that. What I meant by that was I hope that he continues to average 3.9 yards per carry because that's what Saquon Barkley did last year. Brian Combs, what up, man? I assume if Daniel Jones is playing the ones, O-line will be 2. 1, thank you for the super chat. And 2, it should be, right? Like, if I'm going to put Daniel Jones out there, I better put the best 5 people in front of him to protect him. Like, if Daniel Jones is going to play, every starter on offense should play outside of Malik Neighbors because he is dealing with that injury, and I don't need to see anything else from him. We know Malik Neighbors is a dog. Let the dog off the leash week 1 against the Vikings. That's what I want to see.
Fair enough.
Mike G!
Did you give Mike G the script?
Mike G does not have the script, but I feel like he's in our head right now.
He's all over it.
Back! Shout out to MG. Keep hitting dingers for the crew, baby. Mike G, you're the man. Says, how much more does Robinson have to do to win the roster spot from Hodgins? Well, Mike G, we're talking camp battles and roster bubble candidates coming up in about 15 minutes. And we're going to talk about Allen Robinson versus Isaiah Hodgins. I think it's those two battling. I really, really do. Robinson had that one catch for 9 yards on that comeback round, the sideline, will Tony toe tap. Isaiah Hodgins had a really good block inside the trenches on the goal line that had Eric Gray the hole to score. So I don't know exactly who is leading in the clubhouse there. They played a very similar number of snaps in the preseason game. And one thing I like to do when trying to figure out who's on the roster bubble and who's not is look at snap count in the preseason, especially week 1. The guys that probably played a lot in week 1 of the preseason are fighting for their lives. Those two guys were right the same number of snaps. It's going to be a competition, and I think it's just getting underway. We'll see some more of them in week 2 and week 3. Man, I don't know. I really don't. If I had to say today, I would bet Isaiah Hodgins. I don't know. I don't even know who I'd put my money on right now. I've heard good things about Robinson at camp. We know what Hodgins can do. He has a good relationship with Daniel Jones. I don't know. I don't know, Mike G. I'm trying to figure it out. Whoever plays better in week 2 and week 3 is probably going to secure that job.
That's crazy. It's so crazy. Like, guys have 3 games to determine whether or not they're employed for the 2024 season. It's nuts.
It actually is. It is insane.
And, like, not even 3 games. Like, you're not playing the entire game. Like,
they played 18 and 19 snaps.
That's crazy.
Hodgins blocked really well in the preseason game he did. He had like an 83 Pro Football Focus grade, but
He didn't. Did he even?
I don't even think he got a target.
I didn't think he got a target. Okay.
I don't think he did. I don't remember a target. I was looking at some stats, but I don't know, man. We're going to find out pretty soon. Juju, we want Juju. Marsh knows that. I know. A lot of people want Juju Smith-Schuster. Smitty, that brother's cooked.
He's washed.
If you can't make the team at wide receiver on the Patriots, who have the worst wide receiver room in the NFL, you're probably not all that good.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
Plain and simple. We're 10 likes away from starting the show, by the way.
Let's go. 230 people watching. We're 10 likes away. If you haven't yet, hit that thumbs up icon. Coming up on today's show, cut candidates, a.k.a. roster bubble candidates, players that are fighting for their life in preseason game number 2. And then I've got 5 major areas that all Giants fans should be paying attention to heading into the preseason game this Saturday against the Houston Texans. You think he's good for a third receiver, Luke? I'm taking Wan'Dale Robinson over Juju. I'm taking Malik Neighbors over Juju. I'm taking Darius Slayton over Juju. I'm taking Jalen Hyatt over Juju.
There's conversations to be had about Hodgins and Robinson over Juju.
Yeah, I don't know. 150 likes. Shout out to you. Please, please, please hit that thumbs up icon. Luke Pops, I'm taking Juju over Hodgins. I'm not. Hodgins has chemistry with Daniel Jones. Hodgins is a we. Juju is a me guy. I don't know. I'm not that big on Juju, but hit that Juju on the beat. Shout out to the kids. Let's talk about some things that we should all be watching for, though.
Let's do it.
In this week's preseason game. We are just days away from preseason game number 2, where the New York Football Giants will travel down to Houston and square off against the Texans. We're going to be live on the channel as well, and that's why you should subscribe and turn your notifications on. And we're trying to beat Houston Texans today in a subscriber battle. My good friend and co-worker, Jeremy Chuggs, he's the host of our Texans Today channel. He has been yapping and yapping. I've been calling him a yapopotamus for all the smack he's been talking. He said that there are more Texans fans than Giants fans, and I just do not believe that. So if you love the Giants and you want to tell Chuggs to shut up, subscribe right now. Welcome into New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green. Coming up on today's show, 5 things that every single New York Giant fan should be paying attention to this Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, where the Giants play the Houston Texans. Number 1 thing I'm looking at, this offense. Number 8, the quarterback, Daniel Jones. This will be Daniel Jones's first live action since he did tear his ACL back in Week 9 of last year against the Las Vegas Raiders. And you need to see him out there. Brian Daboll told the media over the weekend that the expectation is for Jones to go out there. Things could change because we know when the Giants use the word expectation, it is just the expectation. Has not played, though, since Week 9 of last year. We know what the season was for the New York Giants last year. It had way more downs than ups, and for Daniel Jones, he didn't play all that well. Did he have a nice situation around him? Was he in a situation to be successful? Probably not. But he didn't play well either. Completion percentage was fine at 67.5%, but 2 touchdowns to 6 interceptions. Jones played in preseason week 2 of 2023 versus the Carolina Panthers, and I know everybody remembers that infamous drive where Jones targeted Waller again and again and again, and it was play action fake after play action fake and play action fake. So I do expect for the starting offense to play. And if you are going to put Daniel Jones out there, I need every other starter on this offense playing outside of Malik Neighbors. Neighbors dealing with an injury. We know who he is. We know what type of player he can be and will be. I've seen enough. I don't think you need to play him. Keep him on ice until week 1 against the Minnesota Vikings. Overall take on Daniel Jones playing is he needs to do it. He needs to go out and play in the preseason game where he's not wearing a red jersey, where it's live action, bullets are flying, because week 1 against the Minnesota Vikings and Brian Flores, they are going to give Daniel Jones every look under the sun on defense. They are going to blitz and bring pressure from every single absolute angle. And I don't want week 1 against the Vikings to be the first time that Daniel Jones is standing in a pocket where he could have his head torn off. He needs to go out there and feel the pocket. Maybe take a hit in this game against the Houston Texans. Have some bodies fall on the ground around his feet and just build up that confidence. Again, he needs to play. I think he will play, and I'm excited to see him do so. Thing number 2, the New York Giants defensive line versus the Houston Texans offensive line. One of my major takeaways from preseason game number 1, where the Giants beat the Lions, was I felt like the Giants controlled the line of scrimmage. And the Giants defensive line, I thought they played pretty well, and I thought that they generated good pressure. The Giants had 18 different pressures against the Detroit Lions offensive line. Lions didn't play their starters, though. Giants didn't really play their starters as well on defense. But I have heard from Jeremy Chuggs, host of our Texans channel, that he is expecting the starting offense to play for the Texans like they did in their first preseason game. The Texans offense, number 1, played 2 series last week in their preseason game, and they have a pretty solid offensive line. Laramie Tunsil, one of the best left tackles in the NFL. Titus Howard, when healthy, has played pretty well. Juice Scruggs entering year 2 after being a priority pick by them. Kenyon Green is a former first-round pick. And Shaq Mason has had some success in this league playing for the Texans as well as the New England Patriots and even for the Tampa Bay Bucks for a little bit. And I want to see this defensive line. You look at the interior defensive line with Dexter Lawrence and Raheem Nunez-Roches, with Jordan Riley, DJ Davidson, Ryan Anderson, Jordan Phillips, with Horn, Elijah Chapman, and Rodgers. I want to see how a guy like Elijah Chapman and a guy like Jordan Riley and Phillips and Raheem Nunez-Roches, how they fare against the interior offense line of the Texans. And we know Brian Burns and Kayvon Thibodeau are big-time players, but I want to see how a guy like Benton Whitley, who I thought played well in that preseason game, maybe a guy like Boogie Basham. Azeez Ojulari played a good bit in that first preseason game, didn't really produce, so I want to see how he does playing against a more game-ready, game 1 ready, week 1 ready offensive line of the Texans, where it sounds like they are going to play their starters. I want to see how our ones stack up against their ones and how our depth stacks up against their depth. Also want to take a look at that running back 2 battle. This has been at the top of my list of things I'm watching for all preseason long. And in week 1, it was the show. I had my popcorn. I was eating it. I thought they looked really good. And the stats show you that they all played really good. Eric Gray had that touchdown run of 48 yards, had 2 different touchdowns. I thought they all looked good. Yards after contact as well by all of them were great. Of the 52 yards for Gray, 51 were after contact. Tyrone Tracy, of his 26, 23 were after contact. And for Dante Miller, 63 or 42 of his 63 were after contact. So it wasn't like they were just running through holes and they were running to green grass untouched. These guys were having to make people miss. They were having to fight through contact. They were having to run through arm tackles, and that RB2 job is wide open. We know Devin Motor Singletary is going to be RB1, and it's going to be very difficult for Joe Shane and Brian Daboll to decide which of these other 3 guys is going to be the next leader in the clubhouse. Tyrone Tracy, I think that he is probably the most complete back of the 3. Not an elite pass catcher, but obviously as a receiver, changing to a running back, he has those skills. When you balance out strength with speed, I think Tyrone Tracy is the most balanced. Dante Turbo Miller has that getaway speed. He can put the pedal to the metal, and if you let him get to the sideline, he's going to eat it up north and south. And Eric Gray, a guy that we saw could make people miss. He's really good at that. He just doesn't have that top-end speed, but he showed it on that 48-yard run. Who do you think should be RB2, though? It's tough to choose. I think maybe all of them should get some carries. But if I had to choose today, I'd go Tyrone Tracy. So I would type my TT. Let me know your thoughts, though, in the comment section. We'll talk more things to look forward to in this game. But first, I got to give a huge shout-out to a returning sponsor, one of my favorite sponsors, and that is Prize Picks. Go to prizepicks.com/CLNS. Use that promo code CLNS, and they will match your first deposit up to $100. It's the best daily fantasy sports app on the market. I don't know why it took me so long to play Prize Picks. Now I can't get enough of it. Football season is around the corner, as well as basketball season, which means it's time to play daily fantasy, and you could do it with our proud sponsor, Prize Picks. The lineup that I'm rolling with for week 1 features Devin Singletary and Aaron Jones. Give me the more on rushing yards for Devin Singletary and the less on rushing yards for Aaron Jones. I think the Giants defense is going to stand tall and be good in running and stopping the run this year. You can roll with my picks or fade my picks, but I kindly ask you to do it at Prize Picks. That's prizepicks.com/CLNS. Use that promo code CLNS, and they will match your first deposit up to $100. Easy and exciting daily fantasy sports. Pick more, pick less, play Prize Picks. All that information will be clickable down in the comments and description of today's show. Something else that I'm going to be keeping my eye on as well are the Giants corners versus the Texans wide receivers. Because the Houston Texans have maybe the best trio of receivers in the NFL. Going out and adding Stephon Diggs. We know Nico Collins is a beast, and Tank Dell was awesome in his rookie year, and he already has a touchdown in the preseason as he works back from injury. With Diggs, Collins, and Dell on the field, still Woods is a good player. John Mechie's a good player. Shout out to Steven Sims as well. Went to my high school. They're a good group of players. And we know the Giants' cornerback depth chart is probably the weakest spot on this team. And that CB2 job is open for grabs as Cordell Flott is dealing with a quad injury. Also, Drew Phillips is nursing a little bit of an ankle injury. So we may get an extended look at some depth pieces. Like Trey Hawkins, who was the training camp MVP hype train guy last year. I thought he looked good in the opener in the preseason. Will Breon Borders play some more? Will Nick McLeod play? Will Trey Herndon get an extended look? But we are going to see a young corner in Deonte Banks, who played in preseason game number 1, going to get an extended look at preseason game number 2, how he stacks up against Diggs or Nico Collins or Tank Dell. 3 really good receivers is going to be an early litmus test for this Giants defensive backs. I want to see how they stack up against some of the league's best. Number 5, and kind of the most important thing I'm looking forward to is, who are the New York Giants? Who are the 2024 New York Football Giants? What is the identity that this team is going to play with? Because I'm going to be honest with you, after week 1, I saw a physical football team. I saw a smash-mouth brand of football on both sides of the field, offense and defense. The Giants controlled the line of scrimmage against the Lions. I thought they did on offense, and I thought they did on defense. And I don't want to overreact to one game, so I'm going to ask myself, is that who the New York Giants are going to be? Are the Giants going to be an in-your-face, smash-mouth, physical, violent, we're going to move you out of the way football team? Because that's what they did in the run game. That's what they did on the offensive line, and that's what they did on the defensive line. And if you can control the line of scrimmage, if you win the trench battle, you are most likely going to win the football game. And the Giants have not been that type of team in a long, long time. And if they are, with Carmen Bracillo and Andre Patterson, 2 of the better positional coaches, offensive line and defensive line in the NFL, if those guys can raise the floor of their position groups for this football team, they're going to stack some W's, and a lot more than a lot of people are going to think that they will. Who do you got, though, in the preseason game? Not that it matters who wins, but I think it'd be pretty cool to be 2-0 in the preseason. And if you beat teams in the preseason, kind of means you're a deeper team than the other teams. And depth always comes out in a positive way in the regular season. Maybe just take it as an opportunity to spam those NYGs in the chat. And if you haven't yet, give me a follow on social media. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram at @MarshallGreen_. Hit me up over there, and let's talk some New York Giants ball. Let's ride. My man Kenya in the building. What's up, big dog? Shout out to Kenya, an MVP of preseason week 1 here on the channel. And he also is going home with a New York Giants jersey. Going to get that ordered for you this week, Kenya. My man, again, thank you for the love. Thanks for being a real one. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Hope you're having a good Monday and a good week coming up. My man, Tuto Azuri, coming in with a $5 super chat. Salutes and respects to Big Boss Marshy and Lil Smithy and all the diehard Giants fans across the pond. Our season opener, August 16th, 6 a.m. Eastern Time. Please pray for my victims. Tuto Azuri, Smitty.
I needed a backstory here.
He is the best rugby player in the world.
Let's go!
The best rugby player, ranked number 1 in Marshall Green's official rankings of the best rugby players in the world. He's always showing love to Giants now, 3 years running, and it's always a message like this. Salutes and respects to Big Boss Marshy and little Smitty.
Salute.
Shout out to Tuto Azuri, my guy. We appreciate you. I'll be Peacock. Is this going to be on Peacock, Tuto? Let me know.
We're nationally televised?
He was on Peacock.
That's so fire.
I was watching, me and Seeps watched, was that May or June, Tuto?
Tuto, I'm locked in on your season this year. What team? Do you know the team he plays
I
for?
do not. I need more information.
Yeah, I need info here. I'm trying to become a Tuto fan.
Nope. My official rankings are right here. My official rankings for best rugby player in the world. Tuto Azuri's at the top. He's at the top, man. Shout out to him, showing love. We're about to get into a mailbag in like 20 minutes. So if you want to be featured on the mailbag, get your questions in. We did have some super chats that we're going to put on the screen. All super chats guaranteed to get on the screen, but they're Giants applicable. We'll throw them in the mailbag as well. But make Smitty's life a little bit easier by getting some questions in the chat. Include hashtag Giants, hashtag Giants in your comment. That way, Smitty can use our software.
This is crazy.
To make sure that they can be popped up on screen. Hashtag Giants or Super Chat to get on the show. Shogun says, Malik good, or what can someone tell me? What I can tell you is we do not know. I think he's good. He left practice on Sunday, then did a sit-down interview with Kay Adams. I don't think he would have done that if the injury was all that serious.
They would have kept him out of media attention.
Exactly.
He was actually hurt long term.
If he had a broken ankle, he's not going up with no crutches, no nothing, to go talk to Kay Adams. I think he's okay, but we don't officially know anything yet. Once we do, we'll do a video, I promise. That's why you subscribe and you turn those noties on. As the Bronx boy coming in with a $5 super chat. Hot rod in the tripod.
It's a ridiculous message.
Shout out to the Bronx boy.
All love, Bronx.
Always love my
BX.
guy. Funniest dude I ever met. Funniest dude I have ever met. Shout out to the Bronx boy. Oh, Smitty in his first stream. You got a nickname, Tripod. Why do they call you that?
It's up to the viewer's discretion.
Okay. I was curious because you got the nickname while I was gone.
Yeah.
I wasn't in the room when it happened, so I didn't know if something happened.
I was chatting with the diehard Giants fans here, and
I went to the restroom. I had to fill our boots. I started eating my Chipotle burrito, and I come back, and they're calling you a tripod. I don't know what was going on there. Mr. Rick in the building. What's going on, Mr. Rick? What's going on? That's Mike G showing some love to Bronx Boy NYG all day. He's getting a laugh out of it. That's good stuff. Nope. Appreciate you getting the question in. As Rosario Guzzo in the chat. What's going on, Mr. Guzzo? That's my guy right there. He's been supporting for a long, long time. Rob Simpy showing some love to the Bronx boy. Love that. Tawny G says DJ Lock DeVito might as well call old number 10 up for one more time. Eli Manning is cooked. If he got hit, he would die. He would die.
Yeah.
He would die. You see how skinny he looks? He was wearing a large jersey when he threw out the opening day, when he threw out the opening pitch at the Yankees game a couple of weeks ago. He's wearing a large. He's thin. He can't play football anymore.
No.
He can't. I love Eli. First ballot Hall of Famer, should be unanimous.
2025, next year.
If we did a group meetup, Giants Now group meetup, at the Hall of Fame game, and Eli Manning's introductory ceremony to the Hall of Fame, would you guys show up?
I feel like we would get a lot of.
I think that'd be dope.
We get a lot of big blue.
I would be. I'm thinking about wanting. Mr. Rick, maybe you and I plan that. Because I know Mr. Rick should be there. He should be there. Maybe that's something we look forward to. A Giants Now meetup at the 2025 Hall of Fame game. It should be Giants Panthers because Kuechly's going to get in and Eli should get in. Unanimous. We do a meetup. We go out to dinner and we do a lot of fun. That would be awesome.
That would be awesome.
I like to take
Mr.
my
Rick
dad
is
out
in.
there. Mr. Rick's in?
Yeah, it's a resounding yes.
Maybe me and my brother surprise my dad. He doesn't watch the show, so he'll never hear
Kenya
this.
saying yeah.
Maybe we do that. And that would be a lot of fun. That'd be a lot of fun.
Tuto giving us some more info here.
Tuto Azari says Marshy. Sky Sports Rugby pay-per-view live. This pay-per-view.
Pay-per-view.
I'm in. You got a code? 6 a.m. Eastern live and witness the O-line destroyer in action, mate. Please pray for my victims, mate. Let's everybody take 2 seconds.
Praying for the victims of
We're
Tuto.
praying for the victims. Tuto, major love, Brody. Major love. As Gilly, the queen of New York Giants Twitter, taking out some time of her precious day as she is now a social media sensation to the little guys here at Giants now. So I'm late. What's good, Marsh? You are always on time, Gilly. Never late. Right on time. How you doing? You having a good day? Gilly, give me your hottest take for the Giants this season in the chat right now.
Love
I need
that.
it. As Rob Simpy, the man, the myth, the legend, Rob Simpy. Happy Monday, my man. Thanks for being here. Always being here. It says, hells yeah, all the way to Beantown. Is that what they call that?
What?
Where,
That's Boston.
I thought Boston was Beantown.
Boston is Beantown.
Do they call,
Is he talking about Canton?
yeah. Is Canton referred to as Beantown?
I don't know.
If it is, that's news to me, baby. That's news to me. I would love to go to the Hall of Fame game next year when Eli Manning will be a first ballot unanimous Hall of Famer.
Yes. Basically, Derek Jeter.
It is warm.
I
Can you keep that
like
door
it.
open?
I like it. I like how warm it is in here. If you guys want a little inside
Rob Simpy
baseball
says
here,
no.
the Chat Sports office is an ice box. Freezing
It
every
is.
day.
It is cold, and we got a little heat going on today. Shout out to that. No, they actually said F Reed. Now, shout out to Reed, my guy. What are you doing? Doing your rounds? Nice.
Love that.
All righty.
Yeah, I'm chilling.
Maybe we once we know that Eli Manning is for sure going to the Hall of Fame, we think about it.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be a lot of fun. Kenya? If Kenya's pulling up, it's happening. Mr. Rick, I know he'd be there. I know a lot of people would
Would
be
the
there.
Bronx boys show up?
I don't know.
He's a busy man.
I don't know. After he told me that it was not R.W. McQuarters who picked off Tony Romo to send the Giants to the NFC Championship game, he may never show his face again. He was so confident it was Madison. Wrong. All righty. Let's do it. 5 players on the Giants.
Oh, I see. Good one.
I've been to Cooperstown and Canton, Rosario Guzzo. Which one was better? I haven't been to either. As Bronx Boy last. Bronx Boy, you coming to Canton next year for a Giants Now meetup to watch Eli Manning get inducted into the Hall of Fame? I'll cry. I will cry listening to his speech. I will.
Absolutely. He's a great speaker now. You know what's crazy is, like, for the longest time, everybody thought that Eli was this no personality, real quiet guy. And then since his retirement, has become the ultimate media personality. Right up there with Peyton at this point.
Hottest take is Daniel Jones gets hurt and DeVito takes us to the Super Bowl, says Gilly. That's a hot take.
If the Don Bosco Iron Man can take us all the way, would be the greatest story maybe in sports history.
That is Gilly. If it means Super Bowl, I'm in. Super what?
Super what?
All right, let's do it. As we're just a couple days away from the Giants' second preseason game being kicked off, I thought this would be a good opportunity to talk about 5 players that are playing for their life as a New York Football Giant this upcoming Saturday, as the Giants do travel to Houston to take on the Texans. That game will kick off at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, and we will be live on the channel for a world-famous Giants Now watch party. Over 60,000 people tuned into our Week 1 preseason watch party against the Lions. I want to top that number, and the only way we do is if more people know about it. So if you love the Giants and you're going to be there, tell a friend to tell a friend, and join us as we go live, and we have everything preseason game number 2 on the show. My number 1 roster bubble candidate heading in to Week 2 against the Texans is Isaiah Hodgins. And it's not because I don't think Isaiah Hodgins deserves to be on this team. I think he does. I think he's extremely underrated. He's a really good blocker. He had a great block against the Lions to pop open that hole for Eric Gray to run through, but he's going to have to earn this roster spot. It just is going to come down to a numbers game for Hodgins. I thought he played really well in his first season here. We saw his snap count decrease last year. And this year, it's just a numbers game. Because Neighbors, Slayton, Hyatt, and Robinson are all going to make this team. That's already Wan'Dale Robinson. That's 4 receivers. Giants are only probably going to keep 6, maybe 7. And the guy that he's going head-to-head with is a veteran who at one point was regarded as a top 10 receiver in this league. Not that guy anymore, but a way for me to kind of look at players who are fighting for their life on the team early in the preseason is by snap count. And what this showed me, they play the same position, and they got the same number of snaps. That tells me they are head-to-head in competition. Allen Robinson had that 9-yard comeback route on the left sideline with a little Tony toe tap, which put the Giants in a great spot to pick up a first. Hodgins didn't have a catch. Didn't have a really good block, but got to catch the football, and you got to make plays when the ball is in your hands or the ball is in the air. And the Giants wide receiver depth chart for a long time is actually crowded with some pretty good players. Like, obviously, we don't know what Neighbors is, but I think anybody that's watched any part of the Giants offseason will know he is going to be a really good player in this league. Darius Slayton's spot is locked. Jalen Hyatt, Wan'Dale Robinson, their spot is locked. The Giants kept 6 receivers last year. I also think it's a lock that either Isaiah McKenzie or Gunnar Olszewski make this team as a special team specialist, which means that's 5 receivers. You only get 1 more spot. Maybe Miles Boykins pushes for a special team spot as he forced that fumble on punt coverage, and he has other special teams capabilities, not returner like McKenzie or Olszewski. What I'm trying to say is you got 1 spot for Hodgins or Robinson. So who do you think it's going to be? Which one of these bigger possession receivers are the New York Giants to keep? Is it the vet, or is it the guy that's made plays for this team in the playoffs just 2 years ago? I don't have a great read right now on which one it's going to be because I really do think they're competing as we speak. How about you decide in the comment section? I think another player on the roster bubble that got a lot of hype this offseason is tight end Lawrence Cager. One, because if you're going to make this team, you got to play. And he hasn't done that yet. He missed the first 2 weeks of training camp due to an injury. Then he got hurt again on Monday's practice after being there for just 2 days. Smart, tough, dependable. And if you're hurt, it means you're not dependable. And if you're not dependable, this team's probably not going to keep you on the roster, especially at the tight end position where there's already some people that I think are guaranteed to make this roster. Which stinks because Brian Daboll said that Lawrence Cager was the guy going from OTAs to minicamp through the spring into the summer sessions who improved the most. Brian Daboll multiple times sung the praises of Lawrence Cager. Big, strong, athletic, receiving tight end who is a weapon. But when you look at the depth chart the Giants have, which this is the official depth chart from them, not my depth chart, their depth chart before the game against the Houston Texans got released, they had Cager as tight end too. But he didn't play because he hadn't practiced. And Bellinger is most likely going to make this team. Theo Johnson is most likely going to make this team. And I think this team keeps 3 or 4 tight ends. Jack Stoll, blocking tight end. Tyree Jackson, a guy that I'm not sleeping on. Look, Cager, been on the team now for the last 2 years, has some ability and upside as a receiver. But if you're not healthy, you can't make the team. And that's just what he's been all offseason long at this point. I think another cut candidate, roster bubble candidate is the phrase that we're using on today's show, is veteran inside linebacker Carter Coughlin. And like Cager, Coughlin is dealing with a little bit of an injury right now. And like Hodgins and like all of these roster bubble candidates, it comes down to the numbers. And the inside linebacker room for the Giants right now is kind of stacked with numbers. What I will say, which bodes well for Carter Coughlin when it comes to making this team, is he re-signed with the Giants on a 1-year deal this offseason, and he signed a deal that had $367,000 guaranteed dollars on that contract. Not saying because you just have guaranteed money you're going to make the team, but I do think teams just don't willy-nilly hand out guaranteed cash. And that sometimes will go into the decision. But when you just think about the numbers and the way things that are going to shake out, I don't necessarily know how he's going to make this team. Darius Slayton, the rookie, who's a depth piece, and I thought played well in that first preseason game, his contract has $200,000 guaranteed dollars on it. Matthew Adams, I think, is a lock to make this team. He has $967,000 guaranteed dollars on that contract. Deontay Johnson has looked good in the preseason. And Carter Coughlin is really just a special teamer. And Matthew Adams, he's going to be the special teamer linebacker this year. The Giants last year kept 5 linebackers. You're going to keep Bobby Okereke. You're going to keep Micah McFadden. I think Deontay Johnson's lock, which means there's the final 2 spots for Adams, for Coughlin, and for Darius Slayton. And maybe even they call Isaiah Simmons a linebacker and he stays there. Going to be interesting to see how that shakes out. We'll talk more roster bubble candidates in a second. But first, I got to give a major shout out to a returning sponsor here on Giants Now, and that is Prize Picks. When you go to prizepicks.com/CLNS, use that promo code CLNS, they'll match your first deposit up to $100. Prize Picks is daily fantasy sports made easy. All you do is create a lineup of 2 to 6 players, and you simply pick more or less on their projected stat line. With the football season around the corner and basketball season around the corner and baseball going on right now, you should be playing Prize Picks. I've got a lineup for week 1. I'm going with more on the rushing yards for Devin Singletary and less on the rushing yards for Aaron Jones. You could roll with my picks or fade my picks, but I kindly ask you to do it with the number 1 daily fantasy sports app out there. That is Prize Picks. Daily fantasy sports made easy. Choose more or choose less. Easy and exciting daily fantasy sports. And Prize Picks will match your first deposit up to $100. Go to prizepicks.com/CLNS and use that promo code CLNS. Another roster bubble candidate for me is DJ Davidson, the interior offensive lineman out of Arizona State, entering his 3rd year after being a day 3 selection. And kind of just my take on him is, does he fit this new scheme? Because he was kind of the nose tackle that the Giants were carrying the last 2 years behind Dexter Lawrence, and now you got Raheem Nunez-Roches for that. I thought that he fit the Wink Martindale system better than he does the Shane Bowen defense, and you got Raheem Nunez-Roches, and you went out and you signed Jordan Phillips, and you have Jordan Riley, who will all be competing for that spot. I think Dexter Lawrence going to make this team. Shocking, I know, right? But Elijah Chapman's competing. Casey Rogers has had some good moments. I think Nunez-Roches makes it, and I think Jordan Phillips does as well. It's crowded. So just the idea that someone who we think is good is going to be cut from this DT room is most likely going to happen. Last player I want to talk about as a roster bubble candidate is the veteran slot corner, Darnay Holmes. Look, he went out in free agency. No one else wanted him. He returned to the Giants on a veteran minimum deal. And the question I have is this the road for is this the end of the road, for Darnay Holmes? I just don't see a way that he makes this team. And it's not because he's not a good player, which I'll leave that up to your interpretation, but who's he going to make the team over? Like, you talk about the nickel corner spot. I don't know. Like, they have him listed on the official depth chart. The Giants do as CB2. Darnay Holmes ain't playing outside corner. Drew Phillips is your starting slot. They're going to have Nick McLeod on this team. Isaiah Simmons, they say they want him to play slot on early downs. I just don't see it. I just don't see a way that Darnay Holmes is going to be a guy that makes this team. Maybe he plays extremely well in preseason game 2 and 3, and he does. I know he almost had an interception in preseason game number 1, but there's just a lot of evidence and a lot of tape out there that shows me that Giants could probably do better than him. It's not just those 5 players, though. Giants have 90 people on the roster. They got to get down to 53. That means they need to cut 37? Is that math? 90 minus 53, 37? 37 players are playing for their life as a member of the New York Football Giants. So it is now or never for almost half of this roster. The best part about it is, as a competitor, all you can ask for is a chance. And you got 2 more against the Jets and against the Houston Texans coming up this Saturday. Make sure you are following me on social media. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram, @MarshallGreen_. Would kindly appreciate everybody giving me a follow. If you do, you're awesome, and let's go Big Blue. What up, man? What's up, Bill? The MVP of the Week 1 preseason watch party.
My guy.
Shout out to Bill. Says Hodgins isn't going anywhere. I really don't know. I don't know if it's Hodgins or Robinson. I don't.
I talked to my friends yesterday, and I mean, they're not obviously like tapped in or anything like that, but they were saying that they think Isaiah Hodgins is going to make the team.
I think he does.
Like, they kind of looked at me crazy when I said that he's not going to make the team.
Him and Allen Robinson played the same number of snaps. They're keeping 6 receivers. The 4 faces, Neighbors, Wandale, Darius, Slayton,
and Jalen Hyatt.
Jalen Hyatt. Those 4s are locks. They kept 6 receivers last year. I bet they keep 6 receivers again. One of them is going to be a guy that can return punts and kicks for you. So
Does
that
that count?
guy,
Does that count against your wide receiver count? I mean, I guess it makes sense,
yeah,
right?
he'll be technically a receiver, but maybe they keep 6 receivers, and Hodgins and Robinson's one of those guys, and they classify the other as a receiver at 7, but I don't know. We'll find out.
It's unfortunate. Like,
I don't think it's just a lock that he makes the team. I don't.
No. The situation is funny because is Brian Daboll going to keep Isaiah McKenzie due to the familiarity in Buffalo? He did muff a punt on the
got back on top of it.
He got back on top of it. That's right.
But his easiest way to make this roster is special teams for McKenzie.
Definitely.
They obviously like Gunnar Olszewski. They brought him back. He returned a punt to the crib last year. We'll find out. We'll find out very, very soon. Bill says that shirt is sick, Marsh, by the way. Thank you. Thank you. Giants aren't necessarily a team that has the color black in it, but I thought it came out well. We're experimenting with some new merch here.
Would like to see the Giants like maybe not get a full blackout alternate, but like maybe get some black incorporated in a new jersey of some sort.
I don't hate it. K-Dog Prod says, hi, Marshall. Love your videos. Thank you for the love, my friend. Thank you. Would you guys buy a shirt like this? A little polo with the Giants now. I want to get a white one with blue Giants now and then a red line. But
a white one would be cool.
I also want a blue one with white lettering and then the red line. I think that would be pretty cool.
Okay.
As well. But white and blue would be nice. But maybe if people want to buy it, I could convince the bosses to make some more. Tuto Ozuri, $5 super chat. Marshy, we're all rugby union 15s. We're the big boy show on the battlefield with the most brutal tackles allowed and never televised on national. It's too violent for national TV.
That's right.
It's too violent.
They don't want Tuto's victims to be on national TV. You know, kids could be watching.
Hide your kids, hide your wife. Tuto's playing. As you see what's on the profile picture. That is hilarious. I just read that. Gilly! What up, Gilly? With all the potential we have at running back, do you think we'll see our next Thunder and Lightning? I do think that preseason game reaction for me, it's going to be a little bit more of a running back by committee than I think we would have initially thought. If you would have asked me 2 weeks ago, I would have probably said Devin Singletary takes up 70% of the carries this year. I think it's going to be a little bit lower than that. So I don't know if we're getting the next Thunder and Lightning, but we might be getting another Earth, Wind, Fire, another 3 running back platoon, if that makes sense.
That was Jacobs, Bradshaw, and Tiki? No.
Derek Ward.
Derek Ward,
the lefty, number 34. He was tough. Gilly says, I only buy super cute Giants merch. Are you saying this isn't super cute? I'm just playing. I get it. Maybe if you cut it up in a certain, maybe if you made it a crop top or something, like a crop top or something like that. I don't know.
Crop top polo.
Crop top polo, that's pretty hot, but you're looking for cute, so I don't know. Bill says, I was just going to say Earth, Wind, Fire. My man. Jay Sports Card says, Giants, which one would you cut? Jordan Ryder, San Diego. We'll get to that in the mailbag. Shout out to y'all. Last call to get on the mailbag for today's show. Load Smitty up with some questions.
Come on.
So he's got to make some tough decisions.
I know. I hate having to make split-second decisions like that. But everybody who has sent any super chat question, you will be on right at the top of the show.
Even a crop top polo, Gilly? I think a crop top polo would be pretty cute.
Polo's not cute, LOL.
John Thotty! My man, what's up, bro? If you've been in the chat and I hadn't seen you yet, that's on me. But my man, what's up, dog?
We need to have another naming random Giants session on the channel.
I love those. We'll do that before the preseason game on Saturday. We'll do that again.
That's good stuff.
Cha, coming in with a question, says the new kickoffs are strange. Is an onside kick allowed?
It has to be announced.
And I believe in the fourth quarter when trailing.
Oh, what do you mean?
To my knowledge, you can only do an onside kick in the fourth quarter when trailing, and you have to announce it.
Well, that makes sense because you have to announce it. Like, there'd be no reason to do one in the second quarter.
Exactly. After 1 week of watching preseason football, I hate the new kickoff rules, but that was 1 week of thought going into that.
Referees were confused at the rules in some games this past weekend.
I didn't even know about the landing zone thing.
There's four or five different spots the ball could end up without a return.
Just too much. Just too much.
I know they're trying to prioritize player safety, but man, something about everybody running at the start of a football game gets you fired up.
Tawny says, like the polo, more of a hat guy. Maybe we come up with a hat. I want to do more merch. Bosses have been hesitant to do merch, but we're trying to push them to it. No freaking way. Thunder in the building. Our 2024 NFL Draft MVP.
Oh,
Thunder. My man, what's up, dude? How you been, brother? Happy Monday to you. Hope all is well. My guy, always showing love when he's here. It's going to be a good running back committee, Marsh. What's up? Man, my day just got a lot freaking better. It's Thunder in the building. That's my guy right there. I think it is not necessarily going to be running back committee, but I do think that we are going to see more of Tracy and Gray and Turbo Miller than I initially thought with Devin Singletary. I think Singletary will be the clear leading guy, but the gap is going to be a little bit smaller than I initially thought.
Did Singletary get a couple carries in the first
He didn't
game?
play at all.
He didn't play at all. Okay.
He did not play at all. I expect all starters to play except Malik Neighbors on Saturday. That's what I expect.
This is the big one. This is like the one where you're actually going to play your crew.
They did last year for a couple of series, so I expect the same.
Nice.
As well. As Bill! Shout out to Bill, our preseason week 1 MVP. Shout out to Bill, a diehard Giants Now fan, a diehard Giants fan, my guy for life. What's up, brother? Says Gilly can make any. I'm telling you, dude. She's hating on the polo, saying it's not cute. It's. What's the expression? It's not the pen, it's the artist.
Yeah.
Something along those lines. It's not the bat, it's the batter.
That's right.
It's not what Bill said. What Bill frickin' said. Gilly, I need more confidence out of you, all right? I need you to know that you could pull off this polo. But maybe we get more cute stuff as well. Mailbag time on the channel. Rob Sim says the boss will do the merch. We should try and get them ourselves and just donate. I don't hate it. I do not hate that, Rob Simpy. Well, I'm an asshole. Asshole, that's not a word.
Uh-huh.
Asshole. Thunder. My man. That's my guy right there. Ooh. Thunder. All righty, mailbag time. Let's close it out here for a Monday live show. It's mailbag time here on Giants Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. Appreciate everybody for stopping by as we just answer questions from subscribers. One of my favorite segments to do every week because I just like chopping it up with all of the real ones. If we didn't get to your question today, You could fix that by becoming a subscriber. So subscribe to the channel, turn the notifications on, and join us for when we go live on the channel every single Monday. Mike G, my man, the dinger hitter himself. What's up, brother? $10 super chat. Thanks for the love. How much more does Allen Robinson have to do to win the roster spot from Hodgins? He's got to come out and make some plays in preseason game number 2 against the Houston Texans. I do think it is a neck-and-neck race between Hodgins and Robinson. Giants kept 6 receivers last year. I think they keep 6 receivers again this year. And you know that Neighbors, Darius Slayton, Wan'Dale Robinson, and Jalen Hyatt are all going to make the team. That's 4 players right there. I think either Gunnar Olszewski or Isaiah McKenzie makes their spot as a returner. And I think that 6th and final spot goes between Hodgins and Allen Robinson. I think whoever plays best over the next 2 days is going to get that nod. Vinny D! What's up, Vinny? I love your vids. Keep it up. Thank you, brother. Who should be RB2? I haven't come to a conclusion on who I think should be RB2 yet because I liked how they all played. I thought Eric Gray played well. Tyrone Tracy and Dante Miller played well. I think it's going to be more of a running back by committee than we initially would have thought with the team this year. Singletary is your clear and obvious RB1, but instead of Singletary taking up 70% of the carries, maybe it's closer to 60 or 65, and you're seeing more Tracy and more Miller and more Gray than we initially would have thought. If I had to choose a RB2 today, I would go Tyrone Tracy. I think he's the most balanced of the backs, and I'm a big fan of his game. Connor James, $10 super chat. CJ, thanks, homie. Any thoughts on Tyler Nubin? No real strong declaration on Nubin. I know he had that great run fill where he delivered a boom to the offensive lineman of the Lions, put his butt in the dirt. I'm a fan of Nubin. I like his game a lot. True sideline to sideline safety. He's a ball hawk. The ball is his when it's in the air, and I'm just confident overall in this Giants safety room. You know, Shane Bowen likes to operate with a lot of defensive backs on the field, ran the dime personnel package at the second highest clip as his tenure of the Tennessee Titans, running the defense there. So you're going to see Pinnock and Nubin and Belton all on the field at the same time. I think Tyler Nubin's going to be a stud, and I think he's going to be the safety of the future for this team. I really, really do. Kid's a stud. Throwing Shay, what's happening, homie? At this point, what is Evan Neal's role? And should I be your... Yes. Medium extra cheese. Love that. I think at this point, he is your swing tackle. He said that he wants everything he wants to get is things that he has to earn. I have the exact quote right here, as I totally missed this. Whatever role the team has for me, I'm going to embrace it. I'm not owed anything. All I want is what I work for. That is what Evan Neal told the media Sunday afternoon. I just said 3 different days and 3 different times. It's been a long day. I'd like to see him move to guard because I think that he could be a starting guard. And I think the Giants have their tackles in Illuminor and obviously Andrew Thomas. And if in year 3, if we're turning the 7th overall pick to a swing tackle, that's a mismanagement of assets. So I would like to see him switch to guard and see if he can be maybe the right guard of the future with Van Roten on a 1-year deal, and he's a veteran. The Cortez, 408. What's up, my man? With Hassan Reddick wanting out of the New York Jets, do you think we have a shot to add to the D-line? The reason I am going to say no to a Hassan Reddick trade is because he wants to get paid. He wants a new extension. He wants a new deal. That's why the Eagles traded him. That's why he requested a trade from the Jets. You've already given big money to Brian Burns. You're 2 seasons away from having to give money to Kayvon Thibodeau. You already gave big money to Dexter Lawrence. I don't see the Giants giving up a priority pick and a hefty contract to Hassan Reddick. And honestly, Brian Burns is better, and we already traded for our big-time edge rusher. So I would say pass on Hassan Reddick for the Giants at this point. Talk about talent. Sure, would love to have another guy that can get you 15 sacks, but I just don't see it being all that likely. Good question, though. NYG all day. What's up, homie? What wide receiver will have the most targets besides Malik Neighbors? I read an article on ESPN that said Wan'Dale Wood. What are your thoughts? I would go with Wan'Dale Robinson because he's going to be playing in the slot, and he is the clear and obvious number 1 slot receiver on this team. and I don't mean this to be a disrespectful statement, but we know that Daniel Jones likes to check the football down. And a lot of times that check down is that guy that's coming out of the slot. He runs shorter routes. DJ has always been someone that likes to throw near or around the line of scrimmage or short of the sticks to gain. So I would say pretty confidently that Wan'Dale Robinson is going to be the second leader in targets if he does stay healthy, besides Wan'Dale Robinson. What is your boldest take for the Giants this season? Give me your boldest take for the New York Football Giants heading into the 2024 NFL season. I'll be down in the comments. I'll be reading your responses, and I can't wait to hear them. Hector Barrera, my man, what's up, Brody? Even if Daniel Jones repeats 2022, is he worth keeping for $40 million? I'm going to say no. The only way that he's worth it is if he goes and he wins another playoff game. Like if he wins another playoff game, you're not cutting him. But if you're talking about his individual performance, like how Daniel Jones played in 2022, no, that guy is not worth keeping for $47 million. I know a lot of people thought that Daniel Jones played really well. He played well enough for them to win games. He played really well in the playoff game. Won't that take that away from him? But I don't like to judge football by looking at a spreadsheet, but every advanced quarterback analytics showed you that he did not play good, and he was a product of the system. Hat tip to Mike Kafka. Hat tip to Brian Daboll. That coaching job they did in 2022 was one of the best we've seen in recent memory. No, I would not re-sign Daniel Jones if he put the exact same season. Everything was the exact same that he did in 2022. I would cut him unless he goes out and wins another road playoff game. More questions coming up around the corner, but so is NFL season week number 1. That doesn't make sense. NFL week 1 of the season, and you should have your Brian Burns jersey ready to go. He's wearing number 0, first Giant to ever do it, even though Paris Campbell did. Not calling him that, but chatsports.com/Burns. We are all over the place today, aren't we? It is late, and it is time to keep it rolling. Chatsports.com/Burns. Get your jersey today. That way you can be suited and booted for week 1. Jason Bonds. Are you related to James? James Bond? Do you think they get more help for the secondary? I absolutely think, I think that the Giants will look at the waiver wire. They're going to have a priority pick in the waiver wire. If any team cuts a corner that the Giants think is solid, I think they're going to go out and claim them. I think the positions to look on the waiver wire are center, corner, and DT. Those are the 3 positions that I think are going to be at the top of the list for positions the Giants are looking to add via the waiver wire. So, I think that there could be some more help for the secondary. I don't expect Gilmore. I don't expect a big name at this point. It should be Gilmore. They say that that by the time you're watching this, he may have already signed with the Vikings. They say you want to go play for a contender, and why is he going to do a visit with the Vikings? Stephon Gilmore should be a Giant, but I don't think it's happening. Jay Sports Car, what's up, homie? Who do you got making it? Ryder Anderson, Jordan Riley, or DJ Davidson? I'll pick 2. Of these 2, I'll say Ryder Anderson, Jordan Riley are more likely. And then I would say Jordan Riley is probably the most likely out of all of them. But I don't have a great read on it, as we don't really know what Shane Bowen wants in his defensive lineman. We'll get a more clear read of that when we do see the lineman that he chooses to make this team. The kid. Did your prediction change at all since the first preseason game? And Giants, who is your top 5 favorite Giants of all time? No, my prediction is still 7-10. I'm still going 7-10. I'm not going to overreact to one preseason game. I'll be rooting for more wins than that, but I'm still going 7-10. Top 5 favorite Giants players of all time. I'm only going to go with players I have watched. Eli Manning, number 1. No order after that. Odell Beckham Jr., Antrell Roll, Victor Cruz, and Justin Tuck. My 5 favorite Giants right there. I was batting like him. He was batting in his profile picture, so I wanted to get up in the dish, and I wanted to just get in there. Nope. If you pitched to me, I'd take you deep. John Thotty, what's up, man? If Locke is QB3, do you regret the signing? No. Could we have used the $5 million elsewhere? Probably. Made a trade for someone like a Justin Fields and been better off? I think Justin Fields stinks, to be honest with you. Do I regret the signing? No. I also don't want to jump the gun on Locke as it, like, I think I would, I'll say this. And Smitty, if you want to voice some thoughts here, as you watched every single Seahawks game last year, why are we shocked Drew Lock threw an interception? Smitty, that's what he does.
That's what he does. He takes chances. He doesn't check it down. He throws it where there are people. He throws the ball.
So why are we shocked he threw an interception? And why are we not saying you are, John Thotty? We should not kill him after one pick. There's a reason he's a backup. There's a reason we signed him to be a backup. He throws picks. It's what he does, Smitty.
Also, no pressure at all in a week 1 preseason game. You got to get him under the bright lights where there are real-life consequences to the football game, and he will show his best colors.
If there are not serious implications on the line, I'm okay. Do I regret it? No. Could they have used the $5 million elsewhere? Sure. But you also were never going to not commit money to another quarterback. The Giants were not rolling into this season with just Tommy DeVito and Daniel Jones. Could have been someone other than Locke, sure. If you like Justin Fields more than Locke, go ahead. I probably do as well. But I would rather give up $5 million in cap space than a 6th-round pick or whatever they gave up for Fields. And I don't know. I just don't think Fields is that good. I'll just end it on that one. Make sure you are following me over on social media. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram at @MarshallGreen_. If you haven't followed me over there, stop being a hater. Give me a follow. And let's go Big Blue. Sotology, my man, where you been, brother? Good to see you. Tyler Nubin will be a starter this year. Trust. I think he will too. I think by the end of the season, Tyler Nubin's going to be our starting safety. I really do. Sotology, my man, another one, says, yo, my man, I bought Saquon jersey before he left New York. Am I valid to wear it to a Giants game? And, bro, Malik getting hurt?
They should give you a refund on that.
I think I said this. If I was the New York Giants, anyone that had a Saquon Barkley jersey, bring it to the stadium for preseason, training camp, or the regular season.
They'll give you a new one.
And I'll give you a jersey of your choice.
That'd be pretty cool.
I would have done that. But I'm not John Marin. I also wouldn't give out medium Pepsis on Fan Appreciation Day to the only name on the season ticket holder, even if you have season tickets for 20 tickets. You get one medium Pepsi, no refill.
Shut the hell up.
That's what they did 2 years ago. Fan Appreciation Day, it was get a medium Pepsi for the season ticket holder. If I'm a father of 5 and I bring my 4 kids, I'm only getting one medium Pepsi.
Everybody gets one sip.
One sip of Pepsi.
One sip. Everybody does the rules.
A medium, not even a souvenir cup. Freaking joke.
That's hilarious.
Cha says, LOL, you're talking about the Giants. Exactly. They're cheap. What's funny is John Mara should have jumped on this because in Hard Knocks says he's our most popular player by far. Well, how about the guy that's most popular, has the most jerseys, your fan base is pissed off because you didn't keep him. How about you give him free fucking jerseys? You'll be okay. You'll be okay. You're the New York Giants. But no. And Malik Neighbors getting hurt. It's an ankle sprain. He'll be okay. He'll be okay.
We good, Malik.
Do not wear that unless you have tape on the back and it says Singletary or Shithead. Those are the only 2 names acceptable for if you're going to put tape over 26 and write on it. Singletary or Shithead. And that's it. Those are the only 2 names you can write on.
Low key, throw a Darkwa on there if you want.
If you put Darkwa on there, you are absolutely a real one. If you put Darkwa, you're good.
That's electric.
J.R. Smith goated. $2 super chat. Thank you for the love, my man. Always showing love. Thank you, thank you. Gilly, how many women work at Chat Sports? Is this confidential information? Are we allowed to share this?
I don't know. Are we allowed to? It's up to you.
I don't know. We need more. We need more, Gilly. I'll tell you that much. We need more.
We have some. We need more.
We have some. We need some more. We need some more. I'll say that. Sotology. Thank you for the love. Hey, Rivera, my guy. says, I'm late. You were calling me out for saying I'm late. Now you're late. I also told him every dollar he sends in via Super Chats today for my punishment of being late, I would do a push-up. So, Smitty, I'm going to give him 5 push-ups. Can you?
I can do it. I know what we're doing.
You got this?
Oh, yeah, bro. Come on now.
Alex Jackson says, hey, Marsh, I'm super late. Oh, man. Cha says, only the season ticket owner of record got the Pepsi. 1 medium. 1 medium pep?
1 medium pep.
It's not even a Coke product. Can't even get Coke, baby. All righty. I got 5 push-ups. A. Rivera for you. Let's go. You got me? All right, here we go.
I got you, beast.
Here we go.
Get all the way down there. Yeah.
All right.
Bang.
All right. Little
Bang.
5-piece for
Bang.
A. Rivera.
Let's go.
That's my guy right there. We've been working on our push-up game. It ain't a push-up unless you have a little carpet burn on your chest.
That's right.
Ain't a little carpet burn on the chest.
Make those nips touch the rug.
The nips are rug touching. All righty. Alex says, whoa, behind the scenes. You got an in-depth look at the studio right there,
man.
and you didn't even pay for it, baby.
Studio J today.
Studio J. Studio Big J. Adonis, the A-Train. Adonis, is your dad Aubrey? Says, love the channel. Thank you for the love and the support. Very kind of you to donate. Thank you. Says, keep up all the good work. Hope Gilmore does sign with the Vikes so neighbors can cook his knees for not joining Big Blue. Woo! Bang! I'm in on that. You think Stephon Gilmore wants to come off the couch and play the best rookie receiver the NFL has ever seen?
I mean, that is just...
That's a, oh shit, I probably should have retired.
That's exactly where I was going with that. I love that.
Those smokes. Mark Estrada says, those push-ups prove to me that Marsh can still sling it. It's like riding a bike.
Get in the lab.
You don't forget. Once, Estrada, you know, brother. You know. Spruce, a first time super chatter for Spruce. My man, shout out to Spruce Productions. Says, what Giants jersey should I get? Brian Burns, Dexter Lawrence.
Malik Neighbors, but not yet.
Yeah, I would say Malik Neighbors, but we don't know his jersey number yet.
Are we sure that he's definitely not going to get number 9?
No.
You know, Fanatics, all these websites, they're selling number 9s.
And that should be illegal.
It really should.
It should be illegal because he has come out and said he's not wearing it.
Says he doesn't want it anymore.
Says he doesn't want it. I don't know if that's because Gano said he has to buy it from him. These are 2 things I want to see Gano. Not Gano. If he is not wearing number 9, I either want to see Drew Lock change from number 2 to something else. That way neighbors can wear 2, or have Jamie Gillen, the punter, switch from 6 to something else, and then neighbors wear 6.
Yeah.
Smitty, we kind of talked about it. Malik Neighbors is a single-digit guy.
I was actually looking at the number possibilities yesterday. 6 was the only one.
You got a punter wearing 6.
There's a possibility he could go and get number 4. I think 4 is free right now.
4 may sneakily be retired.
Okay. I know my one friend yesterday was saying 11, but obviously that's Phil Simms.
Yeah.
12?
Yeah, 4 is retired.
4 is retired.
Ridiculous.
Okay.
No disrespect.
There's
Tuffy Lehmans.
I was gonna say his name's Old Smokey or something like that.
Yeah.
Like he's
Make Locke switch from 2, or make Jamie Gillen switch from 6.
2
would be fire.
2 would be super cool.
I like 6 as well. I think 9 looks good.
I think 9 suits him the best.
9 looks good.
Now the one that is available out there right now, nobody has it, is 12.
12 is free. That was Darren Waller. Maybe he wears 12. Don't love that. Don't hate it.
Was Hyatt or no? It wasn't. Hyatt.
It was Waller.
Yeah,
Waller.
yeah.
Bill says 88.
He's not an 88. 88 is Hakeem Nicks.
A big possession.
Yes.
Throw me a fade. I like 2.
I like 2. When you got get away from the cop speed, you're a single digit guy.
You are. Rob Simpy says 2. I
think it's gonna end up being 2. I think 6 is kind of ugly.
You don't like 6?
Not a receiver, no.
No.
That's a punter number. That's a punter QB number.
I wouldn't have thought 9 looked good as a receiver, and it does.
It did look good.
I want him to keep 9 because I want all the Giants fans that already bought their jerseys to be good, and I actually think it looks really good.
I think it looks really good, and yeah, same reasons. I think
some people have talked about 18 if Hodgins gets cut. I don't hate 18, but you could do better.
I think, again, like speedy guys can't be rocking like 18, 19. Like, no. If you're going to be double digits, it's got to be 10, 11, 12, 13.
11 would be fire, but it is retired.
10, 11, 12, 13.
13 would be Heat, but that's Hyatt.
I think it's 9. I think we end up seeing a resolution and Malik Neighbors sticks with number 9. This would be the second time Graham Gano switches his jersey number.
He was 5.
It was 5. Gave it to Kayvon.
He said he would let him buy it, but
what's the price tag, Graham?
Yeah,
that's probably why.
Probably why. Sotology, my man. Another super chat says, appreciate you guys. LMAO. Well, frick the birds. I live in Philly. My son Marsh do more push-ups than these Eagles fans. Weak A
fans.
Let's have him go Big Blues. Sotology, I appreciate you, man. Thank you, brother. Alex, how do you think week 1 will go? Giants win 24-20. Predict the stat lines? That's tough. I don't know. My favorite game day food, chips and dip and wings and bratwurst and burgers. I like everything on the menu at a tailgate.
I'm not going to lie. Tailgate food is the best food.
Tailgate food's the best food.
A little buff chicken dip.
I like, it's probably like something from Texas. Or I was raised in Texas. I'm a Texas boy. Do love my Giants. But chips and queso and salsa and guac on game days, man, that just hits different.
Yeah, I mean,
they're not doing it the same up there. You've been there.
They're
not doing it like we do.
I've lived in both, and the dips are better down here.
My man, queso. Michael Vasquez, what's up, homie?
So, who is the best receiver in the NFL right now who wears an 80 number? You got to think about this.
CeeDee Lamb?
Oh, yeah, it's definitely CeeDee. But like other than that, though, there's not many at the top.
What number is Cooper Kupp?
He is 10.
10. I knew it was something like that.
Jamar Chase, number 1. Jefferson, 18. Tyreek Hill, 10. Mike Evans, 13. Keenan Allen, 13. DJ Moore, 2. There's not a lot anymore. It used to be everybody. It used to not be low digit, or single digits.
I'm looking at all of them. You're right.
Like T. Higgins switched from 85. By the way, I thought T. Higgins was perfect at 85, but he switched back to 5. It's CeeDee Lamb. And CeeDee Lamb has made 88 look real. Sorry, he's a Cowboy, but he's made it look pretty sweet. That's kind of like a tradition with the Cowboys, too. I bet you CeeDee wouldn't even be wearing 88 if that wasn't a Cowboy thing.
He would not. I'm down to the 38th receiver in yards last year, and I'm not at an 80.
In receiving yards last year, and we're not at an 80? That's crazy.
Obviously, Lamb, but
he's the only one in the top 40.
Darius Slayton was 46 in yards last year, and he was 86, and I think that's the first one.
Holy shit.
Receivers don't wear 80. 80s stink.
That's a tight end number now.
It's a tight end number. That's great for Trey McBride.
Yeah.
David Njoku.
85.
Sam Laporta.
Yep. Kelsey.
No one does it. Who is 17 right now?
Wandale?
Yes. Wandale Robinson, yes. I knew that.
I'm like this, guys. You guys know I'm a Giant fan.
Let's go. All righty. We are going to sign off on today's show. Been live for an hour and 45 minutes. Shout out to y'all. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Shout out to Smitty. Taking care of the ones and twos today.
Yes, sir.
We'll be back live on the channel Saturday, an hour before kickoff. I believe the game starts at 1 p.m. Eastern time, so we'll be live at noon. You better be ready to go because it is going to be a party. We'll have videos the rest of the day, multiple videos.
Sotology right before we leave.
A Sotology
at the
before
buzzer.
The buzzer. It says, well, you guys have a good rest of your stream. I'll see you guys week 1 against the Vikes. 1-0. Also, Jalen Hurts is fake tough. Ha ha. A. Rivera coming in with a $10 super chat before.
That's crazy.
I told him today, every dollar that A. Rivera sends into the super chats today, I'll do a push-up. We'll do it one more time.
10 more to close the show.
Hey, if we just want to sit here and watch Marsh do push-ups all day, I could use it. Try to get back in the lab a little bit. But A. Rivera, I was late, so I told my punishment was I'll do some push-ups. Here we go. We'll count them out. 1, 2, 3, 4.
He's getting down
5, 6,
7, 8, 9, 10.
Let's ride.
Bang.
Bang.
Oh.
Bang. A. Rivera. Bang. My man. If Rivera sends in 100, we'll be doing sets, baby.
I'm going to have to take some off you.
We'll be doing 5 sets of 20 with some rest in between.
Oh, my goodness.
With some rest in between. All righty. We are out of here. Love y'all. Let's go.